Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing on this Tuesday? Are you ready for some more combination tarot with me, Anne-Marie? Lovely to see you. Welcome if you are new, and thank you for watching. So we are doing this card. Yeah, Two of Wands, lovely card. And what does it all mean? Well, we studied it very carefully on Thursday when I went through a tutorial explaining what the Two of Wands means. And if you missed that, go and have a look. It's in the podcast. This is a tutorial where if you would like to come on and show your views, come on camera with me, ask some questions, share some advice, whatever. Anything about tarot or numerology or whatever your journey is, as in with links to tarot, you're very, very welcome to. So I've posted the link. For some reason it hasn't come on. There, it should be there now. And here's a reminder, and then we'll get cracking. Okay. Right, so I'm back. Hopefully you can all hear me. So, Three of Wands, and what we do here is we look at a major card to help you understand how to read cards. So we're studying the Two of Wands. That's not going to change tonight, but we are going to change the major arcana card, which is the one on the left, and keep the Two of Wands. So let's do this combination. If we had as a pair the major card, the Magician, and the Two of Wands, we could look at the fact that there's many keywords. I know, please do not think this is it. If you watch my tutorials, you will know that I do not think this is just what these two cards mean. But for simplicity, which is what we do on Tuesdays, we study a word or two. And in this case, we are going to study one word for the major arcana and a couple of words there for our lovely minor arcana, which is the Two of Wands. So the Magician card can mean so many things, but let's look at it that it means manifestation. And let's look at the fact that the Two of Wands is talking about expansion. So what does that mean as a pair combined? Quite simply, it's talking about, I'm sorry, I'm clicking my AirPod box because it's not picking up, just as it is when you go live or working beforehand, and now of course it doesn't want to. So what do we have? Manifestation from the Magician, expansion from the Two of Wands. How can that mean anything as a pair? Well, let's say that you are job hunting and you are trying to get work, or you are trying to change career, whichever it happens to be. Let's look at the fact that quite simply you do have the opportunity to make that search of yours for work bigger. Why? Because the Two of Wands is talking about you need to expand on your search. There's a gap there in what you're actually picking up. You're not looking far enough. You are keeping it too small, as it were. So you need to expand on that. So that's one of the meanings of the Two of Wands. But we could change that Two of Wands and say, actually, if you're looking for work, maybe you need to go into partnership with somebody. Maybe the manifestation here is not looking to work for someone else. Maybe it's about getting a partnership going with somebody. So there's that. And then we've got the fact that this card can also mean discovery. So discovery of what? Well, we're talking about looking for work. So if we're looking for work, we need to manifest work, and we've got to discover it. Again, I would say to you, this is a card of broadening your horizons. Yes? So you've got to go cast the net wider, look beyond the small. And maybe you've not been looking far ahead enough. Maybe you are just looking maybe at the short term, or you're looking too local. You're not prepared to come out of your comfort zone and go and explore that maybe you need to move to another region or another country. Who knows? It could be that, because we do have the Wand family, which is all about travel, local travel and international travel. And if you want to know more about tarot cards and what their travel association with, well, we can talk about that tonight. Two of Wands is definitely talking about further afield, okay? So you might discover that there's something there. And then, of course, that would bring in the fact that the Two of Wands is also about making some decisions. And those decisions, of course, may be difficult ones. That may involve leaving something behind, which is what the Two of Wands is about. If you manifest work, you might be saying, oh, what about relationship? Well, if it's a relationship, and again, I say this probably a lot, so forgive me if you've heard it before. People get confused that when we do not have cards of love, hearts, flowers, the lovers, the devil, cards of temptation, or we don't have the cup family, that they can't answer. Actually, this is better than the cup family, because we're talking about emotions when we're talking about the Suit of Cups, because we're in the element of emotion. Now, emotion doesn't actually do anything. People can say, I feel this, or if it's the Sword family, I'm going to communicate how I feel to you. This is tell me. Telling you and feeling it is not as good as somebody taking action on what they are, what their intentions are. So if it's about love, ones are great. All the suits are. There's so much information there. But you could look at whether somebody said they're going to say something that they say they're going to do, and then we come up with Two of Wands, and it's like, you know what, I want to be with you, but I've got a decision to make. How do you feel about if we move? What about if work takes me further afield? Maybe you're looking at something where it would take you off to Australia, or maybe something where it would take you off to Huddersfield or London, whatever it is. And you might say, oh gosh, what's she on about? Because the Two of Wands is about decisions that are for you to discover. And another word for it is this, future planning. It's got to be about forward planning, planning for your future. You might decide you don't want to do it full time, but you're prepared to do it for the short term. How many people have to go because of work? Look at our parents' generation, our grandparents. My grandparents had to go to America from Ireland. My father had to move from Ireland to the UK, My nephew is moving from the UK to Australia. These are just examples. I myself moved from the UK, as in Yorkshire, and I went to London, and then Essex, London, and then I went abroad. Okay, so it depends what's calling you and how long for. It's not always forever. It might be short term, or that might be your intention, and things might take a different course. So this is also a card of sudden departures, where people say, I've been offered a job, I've got to go. It's in Chicago, San Francisco. Something's making me say I've got to go here or there, whatever it is. And you might say, well, how could you answer that in a love relationship? Well, I think that person is actually looking, if you look at the Two of Wands, saying, will you come with me if I make this decision? If I have to suddenly up and go? Do I leave you behind? Do I take you with me? That's going to be your choice. So there's that. And also, this is a card of obvious movement. So how do we manifest things? We take action. Wands are about action. It's the physical hard work. It's the actions we take. It's the I filled in an application form. I went on the internet. I searched. I joined an agency. I answered an ad. I'm prepared to actually go for a job or a career that is not what I am doing right now. I'm prepared to change. We all do that. I was a nursery nurse. I became a driving instructor. I became a tarot reader, but I studied all of it. It was all mashed together, and whatever came first was the ones I had to do. But then I made sure that I manifested my psychic career, just like you can. And how do you do that? It's taking action, it's studying, it's making sure that you know enough to be employed. It's knowing that you're going to get a job doing it and not just doing what you want. Oh, I only want to do one card readings and, you know, I don't feel like it tonight. Well, people aren't going to ask you, or if they are, they're not going to pay you. And it depends. If that's what you want, that's fine. But, you know, you can get help with that anywhere on the internet. I'm trying to help people that want to grow and they want to go beyond perhaps where they are. So that's why we do this. How can we get more out of a reading? We need to combine cards. And it's not just, I can only do pairs with you here. I can't do my spread. That's on my courses. So it depends what you're looking for. By the way, I have big news. It's not quite there yet. Oh, I'm sorry, passionate subjects, because I haven't got my AirPods telling me that you're there. It's still not working. So what am I saying? Hi, hello, how are you, passionate Saji? The new courses, I'm busy loading them up today. Take a couple of days. There are so many, 78 cards and big old long lessons of about half an hour. Some are 10 minutes, depending on which suit you go for. But this is the course that will take you towards a career rather than just saying, oh, you know, it's a cheat sheet. We do those worksheets, as you know, but yes, it's been updated, should all be on hopefully by next week. And you might go, well, why not tomorrow? Because there are so many and I have got to go through and make sure that all the descriptions are being changed correctly. So have that for you. Okay, so oh, it's good. I'm really pleased. Have you moved yet, passionate Saji? Have you moved yet? I know that you're in their hands, aren't you? It's not really your decision apart from willing to go. That's action. You may not be in control of the action. Someone else is, you know. So, yeah, movement, Two of Wands, moving, leaving something behind in order to actually move on. So let's get rid of the Magician and let's spin this to another card. Page 12, which means justice. Okay, so what do we have when we've got justice? What's the word that I actually chose for justice? Partnerships. Okay, why? Because justice is a card of law, order, balance. You probably all know that, you know. And it's about making sure that everything is fair. And oh, is it really? Oh, so you might not be moving at all. Is that what that means? Or as and when? It'll come when it comes, sort of thing. Let me know. Think about you soon, because that's a big thing. I know you've been there a long time. Okay. So I think I just put that back on. What am I like? Okay, it's been a busy day. All days are busy, aren't they? But these courses, you see, been working on these for a long time because you asked for them. Partnerships. So let's say movement. Again, this could be cards of saying, in order to be in a relationship, you might need to move. Absolutely, as and when. It's meant to be, it will happen. That's for sure. Okay, lovely. So, partnerships. So don't forget passionate Saji. When they're loaded, I probably will send you a WhatsApp message to just say to you, go and have a look when you've got a mo and see what you think, because it's going to be very different. It's almost like looking at another course, because there's no point in just kind of keeping it the same. We added, so it'd be good that you have a look at what you've got. So back to, what does this combination of justice and the Two of Wands mean? It means partnerships and movement. Could be the fact that we are looking at, let me get rid of that word, sudden departures. You're welcome. sudden departures with partnerships. Why? Number one, partnerships could be work. Number two, might actually be an opportunity to be in a relationship. Yeah. And think of partnerships, I think it's a good word, balance, harmony, all those things come in. But the Justice card is Libra, and Libra is the 7th house. And the 7th house is relationships. And that's all kind of relationships. Partnerships, what I mean by that is romantic and non-romantic. So it's important that we are able to actually know that suddenly we might have to depart because of a relationship, whether it's work or whether it's business or career or a job or an opportunity. Might even be, like you passionate surgery, nought to do with work or relationships, but everything to do with relocation. And the partnership is, it's not just your decision. Someone else is making that decision when you move, because maybe a housing association, government, you may own your own property, and it depends upon the chain, the whole list of people, from the legal side of things to the estate agent to what do you call them, the buyer, yeah? Maybe also down to the fact of where you're going, because sometimes we can get a buyer and not have a sell, or it might be the council or housing association that have got the full control over your sudden departure. So, you know, this is a good question, and the Two of Wands, if it comes up, means you've got to do some forward future planning. There's no question. Gosh, what will it be like? What am I going to do when I get there? Can I get there? Will there be somebody there that's going to help me? Will I like it? Have I got any friends? Have I got any colleagues? Is somebody, you know, going to teach me the ropes? All of this. Or if it's a relationship and you're moving to that person's country, might feel a bit like a one-way street. Not in balance at all. You know, they've got all the trump cards. Well, I've got my home, I've got my friends, I've got my local, I've got this, I've got my hobbies, and you're new and you're starting from scratch. Or it could be your partner's willing to do that for you. It depends on where it is in the actual spread. It depends on the question. And don't allow people to not ask questions if you are new to tarot or you don't like it. I don't like it. You know, it's not, hey, I'm not doing a general for you, but there are ways of actually going, sure, we'll do a general. But you know what? I bet you any money you've got something on your mind and something's brought you here today for a reading. It might be a good idea in the short time we've got, if you told me what it is, rather than me work systematically around my spread and not pick it up for you until maybe we've run out of time or at the last minute or halfway through. And they soon realise that what you're saying is, we'll get there, but we'll get there as in if you're telling me this, I can't go straight to it. You're telling them how it works and you're the boss. Some will still say, oh, I don't know, I just want a bit of guidance. Let's see what the card's saying, never mind what's in my head. And then you're comfortable because they've said there was nothing on their mind, if you believe that. They are looking for guidance, then yeah, they're being sincere. They want guidance and guidance only. And if you get that old chestnut or you're the psychic, you should be able to know what I'm here for. And it's like, thank you very much. I don't know if this is going to work because it's not how I work. Perhaps I'm the wrong reader for you. And don't feel awful. They probably will stick with you. Having said that, maybe not, in which case, done you both a favour because you're not actually feeling comfortable with that person's vibration or the way they've entered the reading. So is that. You know, and I've got clients that I've read for years and they still come in a certain way that perhaps isn't the best way for their reading. I'm not there to judge, but it's not helpful to their reading to give them the insight that really they're craving. And they think, because I've known them a long time, absolutely not. I will not go by what we did on the last reading. I will not go by actually trying to look great. It's like, actually, every time I finish their reading, I completely forget what it was about. Most of the time, I deliberately do that. It's part of clearing your own energy so that you're not carrying around other people's lives and stuff. That's not what you're there for, and it's draining if you do that. You don't want that. So, it's not, oh, I better make notes. Why would you do that? Well, maybe they want to know the same thing. If they do, they'll tell you. If they don't want to know the same thing, it'll come up in the cards. Or better still, ask. The way in which the question is phrased, get used to actually saying it starts with that. I know that on certain platforms like messaging, it's not appropriate because they just come out with, when will so-and-so contact me? What do they think about me? What are their feelings? That's when it's really tough, and that's why I don't like messaging. It's up to you, of course, how you actually want to work. But I am telling you, you are allowed to say, there used to be a lady that worked with me, can't remember her name now, in Eastbourne and Hastings and Brighton, and she used to work with me and Ella. I really can't remember her name, Caroline. And she was tiny, and she used to wear a linen coat that she said was very good for keeping away the energy after the reading was over, for her to be able to feel that she was grounded and neutral, if you like, back to what she was doing for the next person, because it shows you're picking up a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people there. And she was very psychic, but she always started her readings with, I'm going to talk to you today, and I will talk to you in the way that my guides are directing me to talk to you, and that's for however long they say it is, and the rest I can fill in for you if that's what you want with, and she'd say, I can offer you astrology or whatever it was, oracle cards, but the tarot will come through my guides because I work in conjunction with, and I'm being directed to start this reading, and I'm being asked, is there anything particularly you want to know, or do you want a psychic reading, which is you get what you get. That's what she used to do. I thought that was brilliant. So you see, it's good to be around other people because they inspire you and they help you where you feel, oh, I can't say that. Why not? People much prefer the fact that if you say you're open for business and you only do tarot, you don't do oracle cards, or you're a business and you're a bank and you don't do, I don't know, foreign currency. I suppose they do, but you know what I mean. Something like that. Yes. People are quite, or I'm a photographer, I don't make videos, or I'm a videographer, I make videos, I don't take photos, or I'm an editor, I'm not going to do your videos for you. Do you see? It depends. And people, and you wouldn't go, you're no good. Well, some rude people might, but that's not appropriate, is it? You're being told. So you can too. But if you're on Messenger or you're on these social media platforms and you're frightened of losing a customer, I would actually say maybe you're better off without the customer. But if you're on a psychic platform where it is like that and you have to just go, they've paid, I have to do half a dozen or 30 or whatever it is, and I can't speak to my supervisor and stop this or whatever. Try and take control a bit more. A bit like, okay, that's fine, I'm going to put your cards out. May I ask, how long have you known this person? You can ask things, and if they go, just get on with it, then you turn around and go, okay, you'll get what you get. Please, look after yourselves. It's hard and it takes confidence and guts, I know. So partnerships, future planning, it's all about how we actually see the long term ahead. And that will be a case of having to make some decisions on those partnerships. Do I want to work with another psychic company? This is classic. Oh, better the devil I know. That's what people say. I know what they're up to here and I'm a bit worried, and I've heard all sorts about X, Y and Z company, or company A or company B. Or whatever, it's a decision. And even when you might absolutely know that that person's having the time of their life in that company, it still might be that you are not ready for more discovery. Something's holding you. Why? Because it might be, well, I know exactly what I'm going to earn working with company that I'm with, and the new company or the partnership. And working on the psychic platforms is not a partnership. It really is like piecework. And what that means is, unless you take a call or do a message, you don't get paid. It doesn't matter whether you sat and waited for 10 hours. So there's the downside of it, but they can't pay you if the phone's not ringing or the messages aren't coming, or if the customer's not going to be happy. Most people prefer boundaries. The reason I've got to where I am is I've actually said, no, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do it. I've not been horrible, but I've let them talk, and I go, gosh, I'm not a person for you. I don't do this. I don't do that. You know, I've studied it, but I'm not comfortable. So do you want to actually have your money back? Think about that. Or if they haven't paid you yet, why not? You know, you can actually turn around and go, I think we'll leave it today. You know, this is what I do for future reference. Perhaps I'd love to see you in the future. Those kind of things. Okay, let's do a different card. So Two of Wands is usually a card of something that's been on your mind for a long time. And got the Magician there, haven't we? So I'm sorry I did that one, I beg your pardon. Let's do the Fool. Something new is coming in if we get the Fool. Just remember that, nice and simple, new. I've never done this before. Never done what? I've never been offered the chance to expand. I've only ever read for myself. Now there's somebody who's saying, do you want to come and work for us, you know, at shows? And all we ask is that you pay for your table, because we do the advertising, we pay for the event, and that means you'll get clients, and you still have to pay if no client walks to your table for a psychic reading or a tarot reading. Yeah? Or you're working for somebody, it's brand new, and they're actually saying, oh, we do email readings, I want you to be available all day on Saturday and Sunday. And you go, oh, great, this is going to earn me a fortune. Remember what I said, if nobody picks you. And you might say, well, I've got to sit there. No, I did, because it was so busy I couldn't walk away. I really couldn't. And we had to actually put on a queuing system so that people knew that they were next, first, second or third, and I wouldn't let it go beyond that. And some of mine will run for half an hour, 40 minutes, 20 minutes. We went from half an hour to an hour, then we realised that perhaps it was better to do 20 minutes or 40 minutes, so I'm just telling you how it was. And we had a queuing system, and I could click a button and just put it on queue, so I could dash to the bathroom, because I'd be on for 6 hours non-stop. And when I finished, it was the queue. Every time I got to the end of the queue, there was still another two. So we had to then put it together and expand the system that we'd built to say, no more queues once I actually say, I'm finishing at this time. So if I'm finishing at 2, which I used to, 2 o'clock UK time, that no one could enter the queue after 2 o'clock. Those that were already in, fine. If I wanted to finish by 2, I'd have to put it that nobody could enter the queue from 1 o'clock to allow for those readings of 20 minutes or 40 minutes. I'm sure you see where I am. And even then, could never be sure. So when you expand your system, it's because you're successful or something's happening. You can't stay the same. That's the whole point. So, you know, every system's different. Why am I sharing this with you? Because, you know, I've run my own platforms and I've helped a lot of readers. And it's good to talk about tarot, and if you want to work with it. Or, you know what, I'm on a new course and I'm expanding. Well, I'm on a new course, if that helps you. I've done numerology, I've done astrology, and I did the 10 weeks of numerology, and the astrology was running in different night, but same week, and same teacher, and I wanted to always learn astrology, and because the teacher was so good, I went into the astrology academy and I'm still there. So yeah, I'm expanding on my astrology to do what an astrologer does rather than as a tarot reader using astrology. I expanded my knowledge in numerology to, yeah, same thing, to strengthen my readings. Will I be an astrologer? Probably not, but some of my customers, I can now look at their natal chart for them and pick up transits, little ones. Don't get excited, I'm not there yet. The training is only halfway through. So yeah, I am exploring that. They will ask and I will say, I can have a quick look because I'm not an astrologer. If you are honest, people really like that because they feel that you're being genuine. And really and truly, that's the one thing that we all want, isn't it? What's the point? What's the point in telling somebody what, you think they want? Because it's not going to do any good, is it? And also, how to deliver bad news. Well, it's not ours to say it's bad news. We can actually say this looks challenging, this looks difficult, this looks as if you're in the thick of things. Let's have a look and see how you'll fare. Gosh, I can see your journey is going on a little bit longer than you'd like, and yes, it will be exhausting. So you can say it like that instead of, oh my goodness me, you are going to be so physically burnt out after this. That's your opinion. We can't say things like that. It's how we say it. We can say, I can see you've got the stamina for this. You might need a bit of some time out, some downtime, or a bit of a break afterwards, or change of scene. And if you can't do that, make sure that you get out in the fresh air and connect with, nature and be grounded, because you'll need that support and you'll do it. The cards are actually saying there's nothing that ever turns around and says we're actually going to be, put into a difficult position. The Fool and the Two of Wands, brand new partnerships. What kind? Depends what the question is. Is it career? Is it love? What is it relating to? Let's say they actually say, oh, you know what? I am thinking about going into business with somebody. Perfect, isn't it? Or I have a business and I don't want a partnership, and you get this and you go, oh, what? I think it's partnerships. There's other words I've shown you, but it might be there is a partnership, but it is connected to movement. So it might be, you're with a drop shipper, you sell, I don't know, readings, but you also want to sell tarot cards, just to turn around and be, what do they call it, an affiliate. And use a drop shipper, one of the big companies there, Amazon, whatever, that actually say, okay, you know what, you be the middle person and you say that I sell the Rider-Waite Radiant Tarot deck, which is what we've got on the screen, and I've got the big Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and I've got the borderless one, and I've got the traditional one, and I've got the gold edge one, and you sell those as part of what you do, whether you're doing it on your website or social media, Facebook, whatever, and people buy them off you. It might be new in the fact that you're importing them maybe from overseas, and so you've got to be clear upon, right, I'm a bit naive here, as in, if it's coming in from there, what's the tax on it? Is there any? And, like me, customs, will it let it through? Probably not. The amount of tarot cards that I have tried to order and they didn't come, or worse still, when they did, they drilled holes through the box and damaged them. So you see, you've got to know. And excuse me, backache. The Fool is telling you you're new, you're naive, and in the movement you've got to do your homework, and you're not meant to know, are you? Because you've never done it before. Trying to keep it to the fact that, you know, unless you ask me a question, I'll keep talking about the things we're talking about. Let's say somebody's asking about love. Okay, I'll think of a question like that. You know, am I going to meet somebody new? Yes, it's probably a case of this person may come from a different culture or overseas, or be bilingual. Yeah, or it may be, if it comes up in their position, you've got a new opportunity to move, and that might involve from your region, from your country, overseas, and you're going to meet different cultures as a result of that. Okay, right, just to remind you all, Tuesday Tarot Twist, there's the podcast, and that is the playlist of what you're looking for. If you've missed any and you want to actually know how to fuse a major card with one of the minor cards, we're doing minor cards now because we've done the major cards, and you'll find that only on my YouTube channel. Okay, right, and here we are, and I'm so sorry, I thought that was on silent. Okay, there's a client coming in, so I'm not going to be too long, folks, because they're overseas. And this is a out of hours call for me, because I, again, finish at 2. But if somebody asks, they have to look at the fact that my services allow for that, but at a bigger, a much higher rate, so that they don't do it willy-nilly, and that I can't be available all the time. I've got my life too. So manifestation and expansion, we've done that one. Let's do this one, one of your favorites. Okay, so what have we got, as in if we've got the devil? Okay, so I used materialism, I think, didn't I? Let's find that card. Yep. There we are. So the devil card, the meaning for many meanings. Do not jump on me for saying, oh, it doesn't mean that. It's one of the meanings that I thought would be helpful in tutorials, instead of bondage or, you know, enslaved or controlled, or the other words. It's got, I can use it with the other cards to give you examples carefully. If you wish to use other words, typed, you know, in your message, or come on and share that with us and we can go through it together. I'm here to help. That's what this is about. So if you get the devil card, materialism, expansion, what does that mean? Comes up and the person said, I only wanted a general, what does it mean? It's like, wow, you are really starting to go places, because you are manifesting things, absolutely manifesting things here, and they're expanding. So you're starting to be a bit of a puppet master, okay? And that's probably in your actions. So that's where it comes to business partnerships, you know, romantic partnerships, business partnerships, expansion. So it means that person is actually liking what's going on, and they are offering you something in order to expand. So it's like, we really like you and we want to actually do another deal with you. Or you're in a relationship and the person is turning around and going, you know, I really like you and I think we're growing. Can we expand on our relationship? Can we take it to the next level, please? You know, we're dating. What do we do next? Let's make a bit more of a commitment, you know, because of the physical attraction and the fact that they're probably feeling their own person within this, because 2 of Wands means they're probably getting on with their own lives, and there's expansion. But in the partnership, they're able to probably do their own thing for number one, and for each other, and for the relationship. So that's leading to, you know, discovering new ground. And of course, this would come into it, wouldn't it? Future planning, yeah? And it may be that future planning is, well, guess what? I really want to be with you, but I've been offered a job. Would you, I don't want to leave you, but I really want the job. What would you say? Would you come with me? Big decision. The person's probably got it all sewn up for them. You'd be starting from scratch. You might say, well, you know what? If I can get sorted out, yeah, I will do it. But that would be, you've got to understand, I'm only coming out because I am in a grounded position for my security, because, yeah, I want to see where this goes, but I'm not placing all my happiness as your responsibility. I'll be responsible for my own financial security, shall we say, until we know how this is going to go. There's all sorts of things, all right? So let's take that off the screen. And you ask for the Hierophant. Right. Oh, brilliant. I'm really sorry. I'm not ignoring you, passionate Sachi. You've got some great messages there. And because I can't hear it coming through. So annoying when that happens. Sorry, my darling, not you, my headset. Lovely. You see people going to another company and then returning, so you wonder if things are better on the other side. I see it all the time. Yep. And you asked for the Hierophant, which we've got on the screen, and the Star card. Yeah, I can understand that. And look at the Star card. Sure. Okay, right. So, and then that'll be the last one, because, as I said, I have a client. Right, let's have a look. The Hierophant. Rules. Okay, so look at that one. It says it all. You might go, what do you mean, rules, sudden departure? Somebody's telling you officially you've got to go. And that could be HR for your job. That could be government in any country saying your visa's up, we're not renewing it. Or you want to go abroad, 2 at once, overseas travel, and it's really simply, there is a delay, but you know what, it's not that what's doing it. Is my AirPods are not connecting, despite the fact that I've told them to. So I'm going to try again. And I'm sorry about the doggies. Okay, that's bad. Just trying to let us know. It's still not connecting to this. I'm really sorry. I will try and keep it so that I can watch your messages. Just get carried away trying to look at everything that I'm changing on the screen and trying to discuss something that I think you'd like when, AirPods are just not letting me know you're there. And I have to wear them simply because there's feedback otherwise. Okay, so rules, sudden departure. Yeah, you know what? You want to go off to Greenland, Iceland, wherever you want, yeah? But you need the correct paperwork. And the rules are saying, sorry, it's something that we're not going to let you go. You know, or you want to go to Florida in America and, you know, you broke a window when you were 10. It's on a police record and they've looked at it and gone, we're not letting this one in. It can be as awful as that. That's what the Hierophant is. It's the things that either make the rules as to whether you can or you can't. And that's hard. You know, oh, I should have passed my driving test. I did a perfect 3-point turn. Yeah, you did. but you did not see that somebody had stopped for you. Well, they'd stopped for me, but you didn't see that they came along and you were not aware of them. They stopped because you were unaware of them. Do you see? Rules. Oh, but I disagree with the rules. Tough. Irrelevant is the rules. So don't think of it as just religious, you know. Again, me and my partner want to get married. Well, is your partner of the same faith as you, and you come to, this church, this worship? No, well, sorry, they're going to have to convert, or they're going to have to do some lessons, or you're both, let's say, Catholic, and you're both Catholic, and you're from this church, and we don't know if he goes to church where he is in Northern Ireland, you're in the UK. So we'll see about that. And it's like, yeah, but they live in Northern Ireland. No, they've got to come here. And they've got to do a whole course for like 10 weeks. What? Well, if you don't do that, we're not marrying you. And I tell you that's true. Okay? Very true. Because it happened to me. Okay? And no, I did not get married. I was very close to it, but way back, it never came to pass. I realised we were poles apart, and that perhaps that decision from the husband, he said, I'm not doing that. And I thought, if you want to get married to me, show me that you're not committed. Now I'm starting to worry. And then a lot of things came together. So, and I was looking at my tarot cards and going, he's a bit selfish, it's still very well, blah, blah, blah. And I'll tell you another thing with the person that I was dating, very interesting point. Somebody offered him a contract in Nashville. He was a musician, and a very good one too. And they said, you will be on call for 6 months. So whenever the studio's free, you've got to be available. And he went, nobody tells me I'm on call for 24 hours a day for 6 months. And they went, well, we'll give it to someone else then. And they did. And that was the straw that caused me to go, if this person cannot abide by the rules for something they've told me was their dream, Nashville, and I would say it's a session musician in Nashville, a baby grand piano player, pretty good to actually offer that kind of work, and you said nobody tells me what to do. If he could not abide by the rules for himself, I felt very unsure that anything I said, that he would ever do anything for me if he couldn't do it for himself. And that's what broke us up back in 1985. So there you go, a story. All right, so that's that one. And it can mean sudden departures, and I would have gone to Nashville, or I would have let him go to Nashville, but didn't want to know. And there was no future planning, It was a case of very quick decisions, but it would have been a complete expansion to his world if he had gone by the rules. Imagine that on his CV. Yeah, I played Nashville, Tennessee. Most of the greatest halls, Music Hall of Fame, I think they call it, I probably said that wrong, but they have in some way been in Nashville. Most music is inspired, it comes from the roots. Elvis, a lot of amazing rock bands that you wouldn't believe were inspired by Johnny Cash and the likes of them. They all came out of Nashville music, so it's a big old place. It's not to be going on, it's nothing. So you see what I mean. All right, now let's take that off there, and I am going after this one, so let's see if we can find, I don't know if it's that one. Yay! Okay, so the star card. So I know you said there's a delay. Next time, Passionate Sachi, think of a question for me, because I always feel that making it the way I want, you can always think of what a customer, whoever it was, something that you remembered a customer said and thought, So, hope, all right? Two of Wands comes in. Your hopes and wishes are going beyond, expansion. It's also a card of healing. So you're expanding on your healing practices, The star card, your community, You're being known. You know, you're probably getting, in your community, you're probably expanding, and what that means is people are getting to know you. News is traveling, and people that you've probably not met. You know, you might be known as, and I'm going to say it like this, somebody years ago said, oh, I'm in the bike group, I'm in the smoking group, I'm in the... I cannot believe this. Messages left, right and centre, and this is somebody that messed me about earlier on, so I'm sorry. I'm here now. So I want to say that the hope card, the star card, the hope in that, it's the fact that you are going into the community and expanding, and you might be known for, I don't know, your day job, but they don't know that you actually do your spiritual stuff. And so therefore you've got a whole new network of people that get to know you, because instead of you just working in your capacity of maybe, I don't know, you're employed in a hospital, and they know you as, you know, the person that works at the hospital, but they don't know, oh gosh, you do tarot cards, or you do healing, or you do Reiki, or, you know, you're somebody that does oracle cards, or whatever it is. So you might find that your network of people has expanded. That's what the Two of Wands would mean here. Or that in actual fact that you are making new partnerships that led to a lot of hope. You know, I'm getting to know someone, and I really hope that it'll come to something, that they'll actually recognise X, Y, and Z, and that we'll be able to go into a partnership later on, whether it's a love commitment or whether it's a work-related one. Or, you know, I'm working on my spiritual stuff, and I'm discovering about myself. You know, I'm in astrology, and I'm discovering, I'm not saying it's me, I'm just using this as an example. I'm discovering that when the planet this and the node that and the transit that and, you know, the house that's this and that and the other all adds up, I'm discovering about myself and why that was a bad year for me, in the sense of I never worked so hard in my life, and it felt very challenging, and it felt like every door was shutting. But now I realise that they have to shut for new doors to open. So it's part of my discovery of who I am, that I wasn't really happy doing that, and I'm really happy now. So I'm glad it happened. Do you see? So there's so much there. I could go on and on and on, but there really isn't time. So thank you so much for all your questions, and great that you're all watching. And if you do want to actually come up with some questions that you feel that you're scared somebody's going to ask, or you remembered and because it was a good one, or it made you uncomfortable, or you didn't know what to say, or that was the bit where you gave up, tell us, and we'll try and go through it with you. And if I don't know, I'm sure someone on here will be happy to tell you what they think, or I'll go and find out for you. All right? Can't say fairer than that. Right, so remember, the new courses should be here very soon. And so, yeah, I'd love it if somebody would actually say, oh, this is a question I get asked. Never let me down. I absolutely love your feedback. You're always lovely when you message me, and I know you're multitasking and working. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. I am here to help. Yes, I did have my own psychic lines, so I do know what it's like, because I was the reader. Before that, I was the client, and I was also the person that was founded the company. And yes, we had to organically put the pieces of the puzzle together, because the main thing is, if the readers were happy, the customer was happy, and the customer being happy, the reader was happy, and then you've got a good business. And as soon as something's not right, you've got to turn around and you've got to grow with it. It's all about discovery. So yeah, 30 years I've kind of been doing that, 15 of having my own platform. So I don't know everything, but I probably know somebody that does if I don't. But I did come across a lot of things as a client myself. I've had people going, you shush, I'm the reader, don't say anything, don't touch those cards, I do that, you know, intimidating. I'm going, whoa. Or, you know, that's it, I'm not telling you anymore, you know, don't come back until it's all happened. What? That I heard a lot, and that I decided was one of the worst things, because of course things are in development, they're happening organically, and of course you want to come back. Oh, it's all changed, or some of it's happened, what do I do now? I'm feeling even more stuck, or got it, but I'd really like to know what to do next. Feel a bit like forewarned is forearmed. Don't we all feel like that? So yeah, you know, right ways, wrong ways, or, you know, oh, let's just meditate and I'll charge you a fortune. Absolutely not. Or I'm going to do a reading on one card. For me, no, you won't. No, I won't be back. I don't want just one card. I don't care if you can go on for 3 hours with one card. I actually feel that it's that. And then there's readers that are, you know, the best readers are the ones that actually had a lovely personality, the kind of people, you know, when you walk into a shop and they go, hey, how are you? Yeah, nice day. Oh, I've tried that, it's lovely. But that's it. They don't turn around and say, oh, would you like to, you know, go for a coffee? Or, you know, you don't go over the boundaries. You can be warm, friendly, but professional. And, hey, how are you today? Oh, that's good. Yeah, or absolutely not. I'm too busy, I can't possibly. You'll have to book in another time. Those kind of things, and it's about you, okay? And if your worst fears come true, oh, they didn't like I said that, it's probably for the best, because you were probably going to walk anyway. And if one person's walked instead of you, that's probably better. If not, it's probably finding something that's more comfortable for you. If you're doing email and you're not comfortable, try Messenger. If Messenger's not comfortable, try phone. If that's not comfortable, in person. If you don't want them at your house, or you don't want to go to their house, find where they're doing it in your local area or nearby. Or social media. Social media, I will tell you, they want everything. Either sewn up as a package, or they'll want sort of freebies. And then once they've had a freebie, they will not come to you for a reading because they've got the answer. They don't want to know that, that's it, moved on. And if you don't tell them, they'll go to someone that does. So I'm just warning you. See you later, everybody. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you Thursday.